Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Real respect. Just a little bit, just a little bit. And now stay tuned for another original Studio B production right here on the Voice 17104.com.
You are now tuned into Real Rap on the Voice 17104, where Ron Chapel happens every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, you know who this is. It's your girl Niagara. Yeah!
All right, Chris. Good Monday evening, everybody. Hi, this is Ron Chapel, and this is Real Rap with Ron Chapel. Every Monday night between 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern, here at the Voice 17104.com. We're coming to you from Harrisburg, PA. It is the capital of the state of Pennsylvania. Okay. Right now, let me say good evening to the engineer, Reverend Christopher Thomas, my occasional guest co-host. 90s engineer with the most. And so, good evening, Brother Chris. How you doing?
Hey, good evening there, Mr. Ron Chapel. It's great to be back here again, Studio Way, the Real Rap with Ron Chapel talk show, back where it all began, brother.
That's right. That's right. We began right here in Studio A just about 4 years ago. And thanks for y'all's support and continuing viewership and occasional sponsorship. We're still here. And we thank y'all and we welcome y'all on this windy Monday evening. Okay. Now, a lot of you got a taste of what Chi-Town is about, Chris Thomas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where Hawk seemingly never rests. You know what I mean? All right. I know it's been pretty windy here in Harrisburg the past couple of days. Hopefully, you are all safe and you're warm, and you should be grateful that you don't have to live outside. Okay, you know, be thankful for what you have. Okay, all right. There's been a lot going on tonight. We're going to talk about the Jussie Smollett case. We're going to talk about the Jussie Smollett case. I know a lot of you have views about that situation. You know, those of you that are not familiar with it, well, about the second or third week in January, an actor on the very popular TV show called Empire, Mr. Jussie Smollett, supposedly had received a letter that threatened his life. He received a threatening letter. You know, they had some white powder in the letter, okay, which was found to be crushed up aspirin eventually. But about 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after receiving that letter, supposedly he had left his residence about 2 o'clock in the morning in Chicago, and he was hungry, he said, so he went to his local Subway restaurant to get some food. And once he left Subway, he said that he was attacked by 2 men in masks with the Make America Great hats on. You know, the hat that Donald Trump had made popular, okay? And although the men were in masks, he said that they were 2 white men, 2 white attackers, and that they beat him up, they poured bleach on him, and they put a noose around his neck. Now, a lot of people jumped on that situation, and there was a lot of words spoken about it from everyone from presidential candidates to the president, a lot of rap artists, and a lot of other people, a lot of other TV personalities. They spoke on it, talking about what a dastardly thing it was for him to be attacked. Jussie has said that that he was called a bunch of not only racial slurred names. He is an openly gay man, and so he said he was called a lot of derogatory gay names also, and this created quite an uproar, in the whole country, in the whole world. You might as well say had their eyes on Chicago. Said, what kind of climate is this that we have nowadays when a person of any particular, I guess what they call it, sexual identity, can get brutally attacked just walking down the street? Well, you know what? In Chicago and also in like a lot of other places, a lot of folks get attacked, okay, through no fault of their own, you know. Some people end up losing their lives, and sometimes at the hands of rogue police officers who are very seldom convicted for those crimes. Well, anyway, as I say, as you know, the Jussie Smollett case created a whole lot of press, and then it was found out that the case or the incident that he described wasn't exactly how he said that it went. Because through the investigation of Chicago Police Department and also the FBI, because the letter was sent through the mail, okay, well, that brought in the FBI, you know, because mail is all federal. And so they found the supposed culprits. Now, it just so happened that the two people that he said attacked him weren't Euro-Asian, weren't Euro-American, weren't white individuals. They were two black men who happened to be brothers, two black men of Nigerian descent. And more than that is more to the story. It was also found that Jussie supposedly had paid these men to stage this attack because there was a $3,500 check drawn from Jussie's account that the FBI found that went to the two men, okay? And even more than that, the two men that they're saying was paid to stage this attack were former actors on the Empire show, you know? And so I tell you, it's a whole ball of yarn there to go through, okay? It's a real big mess, okay? Now, this created a big uproar, like I said, not only from the LGBT community, but also a lot of folks who feel that this particular climate that caused this supposed attack is a result of the president. It is a result of the president's supporters, okay? Because, you know, we have a whole lot of racial animosity in this country now. That the whole world should see it and know just what's going on here. You know, we have some very divisive things being said and done by supporters of this current administration. And so it is possible that these things really did happen, okay? And so, like I said, a lot of folks had a lot to say about it. Now, the Chicago Police Department, with the help of the FBI, after unraveling the story and finding out that it was a hoax, they held a press conference. And this is the police commissioner, Chicago PD police commissioner, at the press conference. And I want you to hear some of the things that he had to say, okay? Can I get this set up here? Also, we're going to want your comments on this story. We'll be with you just a moment. Man. Chris.
Yes, sir.
Can you go to my page and get this story right here?
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, I have it now.
Before I get started, as I look out,
Is this coming across okay? I can't hear anything through these headphones, brother.
Got this much attention, because that's what really deserves the amount of attention that we're giving to this particular incident. This morning, I come to you not only as the superintendent of the Chicago Police Department, but also as a Black man who spent his entire life living in the city of Chicago. I know the racial divide that exists here. I know how hard it's been for our city and our nation to come together. I also know the disparities, and I know the history. This announcement today recognizes that Empire actor Jussie Smollett took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career. I'm left hanging my head and asking why. Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations? How could someone look at the hatred and suffering associated with that symbol and see an opportunity to manipulate that symbol to further his own public profile? How can an individual who's been embraced by the city of Chicago turn around and slap everyone in this city in the face by making these false charge claims? Bogus police reports cause real harm. They do harm to every legitimate victim who's in need of support by police and investigators, as well as the citizens of the city. Chicago hosts one of the largest pride parades in the world, and we're proud of that as a police department and also as a city. We do not, nor will we ever tolerate hate in our city, whether that hate is based on an individual's sexual orientation, race, or anything else. So I'm offended by what's happened, and I'm also angry. I love the city of Chicago and the Chicago Police Department, warts and all. But this publicity stunt was a scar that Chicago didn't earn and certainly didn't deserve. Make things worse, accusations within this phony attack received national attention for weeks. Celebrities, news commentators, and even presidential candidates weighed in on something that was choreographed by an actor. First, Smollett attempted to gain attention by sending a false letter that relied on racial, homophobic, and political language. That didn't work. Smollett paid $3,500 to stage this attack that dragged Chicago's reputation through the mud in the process. And why? The stunt was orchestrated by Smollett because he was dissatisfied with his salary. Well, he concocted a story about being attacked. Now, our city has problems. We know that. We have problems that have affected people from all walks of life. We know that. But to put the national spotlight on Chicago for something that is both egregious and untrue is simply shameful.
Okay, Chris.
I'm also concerned about what this means moving forward.
Okay, folks. So that's the gist of the talk given by the superintendent of Chicago Police Department. Now, if you want to hear the rest of it, if you go to my page, go to the Ron Chapel page, and I have that interview, that press conference posted on my page. And so what we want to know tonight is your feelings about this particular incident, because I think that this it did not only the LGBT community, okay, it did the Black community and the many Black folks that have been attacked unwarrantedly. You know, don't get me wrong, Black folks aren't the only ones that's been attacked, you know, without cause, you know, through no fault of their own, you know. But also, I think Jussie Smollett, in staging this this incident, did what probably nobody else in this country has been able to do, and that is make Donald Trump the victim. Okay, that is to make Donald Trump the victim. You know, I think that he dissed a lot of Trump supporters. And what he probably also did was cause a lot of Make America Great hats to be sold too. You see, as the saying goes, is a tangle web we weave when we set out to the sea. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Let me give you the telephone number because I want you to call in a little later. The number is 717-889-7181. That's 717-889-7181. And so we're going to want to know what you feel about this. But first, let me tell you that we also have a guest in the studio. We have a couple of guests in the studio, but I'm going to bring one on the screen right now. She's been a loyal supporter of the Real Rap with Ron Chapel show and the Ron Chapel show since its inception. And she's been very, very helpful with production here in the studio. And so I'm going to bring her on the screen. And this, she is my best friend in the world, and that's Miss Eleanor Harris. Harris, please come on, have a seat. Okay, bring your chair up a little bit. All right, so welcome to the show, Ms. Harrison. Here, bring your chair a little bit here. All right, now when you look out on the screen, show everybody your pretty smile. Okay, all right. All right, now first let me ask you, do you have any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out? Okay, okay. Well, listen, I want to thank you for supporting the Real Rap with Ron Chapel show and the Ron Chapel show. And thank you for sharing the show. Which I'm asking y'all out there, please also to share the show. Because undoubtedly something is going to be said tonight that someone that you know needs to hear. Okay, Ms. Harrison, you heard me talking about this Jussie Smollett. Jussie is Jussie. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Jussie, I've heard some say Jesse. But what are your feelings about this particular matter?
I just think that he was just rest of his time. Same time.
Yeah, playing the victim. You know, saying that he was attacked, and he was attacked by two white men. Now, first he said that they were wearing masks, you know, and then he said that they were white. So I don't know how he deducted that, but you know, I guess possibly. Of course, you wear a mask, you can still see the skin color in some areas. But you know something else pointed out that he said that he went out to Subway to get something to eat, and then when he left, he was attacked. He said the man put a rope around his neck, and they also poured bleach on Chris Thomas.
Okay.
Okay, now the temperature in Chicago at that time was 21 degrees below zero, brother. It was 21 degrees, right? 21 degrees. Now, bleach freezes at 18 degrees, brother.
Sure.
And so how could bleach, the bleach would have been frozen, if someone would have tried to pour it on him. And also, incidentally, it was found that he supposedly made his way home after the attack, and he had a couple of scratches on his face. He said during one interview that he fought the attackers back, and he was a person whose life was threatened, and he's supposed to be attacked by two people, but he was macho enough, I guess he wanted everybody to think that he fought them back, instead of trying to protect his life, instead of trying to flee, instead of trying to cover up. You know what I'm saying, Chris Thomas?
Sure.
Plus, dig this. When the police finally arrived at his residence to take the report, he still had the noose around his neck, brother.
Wow.
He still had the rope around his neck.
Sure.
Not a long doggone rope like you would see tied to a ship or something. I guess wearing it sort of like a bow tie, like a memento.
Oh my.
Okay. Now, I think the first human reaction was that once he got away from the incident, his life, that he would have took the damn rope off and threw it down and probably ran home or ran to the closest phone.
Sure.
Or any place where he can go to some of the police, And so it was just too many holes in the story, And then it came out, some say that he was dissatisfied with his contract on the show, even though he was making close to $65,000 per episode, you know. And so far, it's done about 18 episodes, you know. And so,
wow.
This is really a tangled web. But like, I think that it's really offensive not only to the LGBT community, but also it trivializes the many cases of innocent Black folks that have been attacked, you know, that have been victims of racially motivated attack. Okay, and also is a cheap shot at the supporters of Donald Trump and the supporters of the Trump administration, you know. And I'm very curious as to what they have to say about the situation. Okay, I'm being accused of something apparently that didn't happen, you know. Now we tried to get a member. I tried to get a member of the LGBT community to come on the show to speak to this issue, but we're without them. And so, you know, those of you out there that want to call up and give the LGBT perspective on this matter, please feel free to give us a call. And that's at 717-889-7181. Okay. All right. Okay. Now listen, we're going to bring on a guest, a special guest. Now he happens to be a supporter of the Trump administration. Okay. And before we do, let me tell you about this this very special breakfast that's coming up March the 1st at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Harrisburg. Okay. It is called the Women of Heritage Breakfast. Okay. Women of Heritage Breakfast. And it's going to feature some women that are going to be honored that not only dreamed about doing big things, but they have succeeded, okay? They have succeeded, okay? The time is now is the theme of this Women of Heritage Breakfast, okay? And it's entitled Meet the Dreamers, okay? And there's several women that's going to be honored where you have a chance to meet and also uplift and congratulate them for their accomplishments. And Chris Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Now I gave you a list of some of the women's names, so could you let us know who's going to be on the program?
Sure. Again, these are just some of the names that will be honored and the ladies that will be honored during the program. Judge Deborah Curcillo, Juliet Jones, Dr. Kamika Campbell, Cherie McFadden, Aries Smallwood, Kyla Harvey.
I believe that's Aries Smallwood.
Aries Smallwood, Kyla Harvey, Aisha Noor, Miss Zulma Mendez, also Catherine Clements Jenkins, Candace Coleman, Denise Hill, Bonnie Kent, Rubina Azedin, and also J. Nicole Jones as well, sir.
Okay, and that's March the 1st, okay? Doors will open at 9 a.m., okay? And that's a Hilton Hotel right there in downtown Harrisburg, okay? Women of Heritage Breakfast, okay? And so it's your chance to come out and uplift these women who not only dream big, but also are accomplishing things. And I mentioned Aries Smallwood, Chris Thomas, and I want to say congratulations to her organization, her business, and that's the Singers Lounge, I believe. This about to celebrate their 30th anniversary, and so I wish them well, and I wish them many, many years of success. Okay. Now listen, if you want to get more information about this Women of Heritage Breakfast, and we're going to speak of it again before the show is over, just log on to the website, which is www.heritagebreakfast.info. That's www.heritagebreakfast.info. Okay, or give a call to Miss Vera Cornish, and she is the publisher of the very fine Urban Connection newspaper. Okay, give her a call, and I have her number here. I have a number, give you a number in just one moment. I know it's 717-313-1509. That's 717-343-1509. Okay? Give her a call about the Women of Heritage breakfast that'll be coming up March the 1st at the Hilton Hotel, downtown Harrisburg. Doors open at 9 a.m. and a full buffet. And I'm told it has some of everything on there, okay? All right, so I tell you, you know, if you don't eat dinner Thursday, well, you'll be all set and ready with a good appetite for that buffet beginning at 9 a.m. at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Harrisburg. For more information, give Miss Barry Cornish a call at 717-343-1509. Okay? All right. Okay, Chris Thomas. Okay, I want to thank you, Miss Harrison.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us. Okay. We're going to bring someone else to the seat right now. Okay, folks, about the Jussie Smollett incident. I told you I tried to get a member of the LGBTQ community on the show, but non-responded. But we do have a gentleman that responded that's also a supporter of the Trump administration. And he's no stranger to the show. So join me as I welcome to the set Mr. Anthony Harrell. How you doing? All right, brother. Okay, welcome back. Okay, folks. This is Anthony Harrell. No stranger to the show. He's been on several times. He's also been a supporter of the Real Rapper Ron Chapel Show and the Ron Chapel Show. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome. Good evening, my fellow Americans.
Okay, all right, okay. And I see you have on your traditional, you have on your MAGA hat.
Absolutely.
Okay, Chris Thomas. Can you lift the screen just a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so everybody see you got your MAGA hat on. All right, okay. Let me ask you, did you assault anybody on the way to the show?
No, I'm going to make sure I did get assaulted on the way to the show.
Right, okay. No, pardon me, folks. I shouldn't make light of that, but you know. So, okay, Anthony, I spoke about the incident, and I know that you know about the incident because we talked about it a bit, you know, over the past few days. And I was saying that it put an unfair light not only on the LGBT community, but also it trivialized the many legitimate cases of folks being attacked because of their race, okay? And I said that it also took a very cheap shot at the Trump administration and his supporters. Okay, so as a Trump supporter and also as a black man in America, what are your views about this case?
Well, for me, anybody with any common sense would have thought to listen to what he said and judge it on what he was talking about. I believe that Jussie Smollett was just an opportunist, and he's been set up by the left. I'm gonna say by the left. I believe this was all part of their game to get this going, to get something against Donald Trump.
Okay, wait, this was one person. Go right ahead.
Right, I'm gonna say that because every news station from MSNBC and CNN both ran his story, and they ran it as if it was the gospel truth of what he said. It was on from the morning until noon, until the afternoon and evening, even on the weekends. They portrayed this and they kept playing it as if this was what he said was true. They didn't say alleged. It was all that. It was absolutely the truth. And they was going to actually find out who actually did it. Second, he even went on a morning show. Was it Good Morning America? He went on that show and he actually came on and he cried. And he seemed sincere. And he said that he fought back and he did all these things. And he portrayed himself and those of the left as victims of something that somebody on the right has done to them. Wrong had done to them just because he was black, and he was of the LGBT community. And he made it a point, instead of saying, you know, it was just two guys did this thing to me or whatever it may have been, he made a point to make specific to say, these guys yelled out, this is MAGA country, and we got a rope in the news. He hit all the checkpoints. If I was going to say something about another group, I would have, in order for somebody to feel sorry for me or feel a certain way, I would have to hit certain boxes to make sure they get checked off so that you would feel for me. So if I were just to say they just called me a racial name, I will only get one group. But if I say they call me a racial name and say something about my sexual preference, I can grab two groups inside me. If one group won't support me, the other group will. Because right now, to me, right now, at this juncture, the LGBT community is pretty strong on a whole lot of things they want to try to get done, a whole lot of things they get passed on their behalf. So it would help them to have somebody as a martyr to come out and say, see, this president and this generation, these people here, they're racist. They really hate me, our community, because we're just our gender. Because one of the things he did say the next day after he was attacked, he was in, I believe it was California, he was performing somewhere, and he said he was the gay Tupac. You know, so he was really pushing this gay agenda. I'm gay this, I'm gay that, and these guys attacked me just because everybody believes that all of Donald Trump's supporters are racist or, you know, white supremacists. And when I try to say to the people that listen to it, says, you know, Donald Trump, if you go back to the elections period, he won 65% of the white female college educated voters. He won 65% of them, which means that it wasn't males. I mean, he got a share of males, but the females, the white females, are the ones that put him in office. They the ones that came out and gave him Pennsylvania and Florida. They came out in bunches for him, more than anybody else did. So when you want to say that, oh, they are racist men, it's not the men you should be talking about. It was the college-educated white women who came out in droves for him and put him in. Even after now, they knew about what he said, about what he touches, he grabs, he kisses. They all excused every last. That wasn't important to them. None of that was important to them that he did that. What was important to them was he spoke to them and told them to make some things change. But that was a side thing. But what is this? Everybody keeps saying that those who support him was all racist. So he was saying that all those women that support him, 65% of that white females, they're racist. We know that's not to be true, because most of the people that I've even talked to that were Trump, who voted for Trump, they will tell you this. If anybody ever asked them, the people that voted for Trump also voted for Barack Obama when he ran, or his 2 times. They will tell you they both voted at both times for him.
Okay, you know, let me say something about this. You say 65% of the white females voted for Donald Trump. Do you think that they might have looked at him in relations to their white fathers? A lot of them, you know, like a father figure, you know, because we know, like in a lot of households, the way society seems to go, the white male being the head of the household is looked upon with such honor and such respect that they sort of saw their father. A lot of them probably saw their father in Donald Trump. As being losing to a woman. Which is kind of strange too, because they voted against this particular female that was also running for president, running against him. Okay, and also, let me bring this up. What about the many incidents where there's been white women that have accused black men of things that were found not to be true, such as rape, such as kidnapping their children, and so on, So, I mean, that's a whole ball of wax right there. Go right ahead. You got to say something.
Yeah, I'm saying that's true. I mean, you will have situations where certain people take advantage of a situation. Like I said, he was opportunist. Those females, those white females that's doing it now, calling on the police and that, they're doing the same thing. They become an opportunist. They try to get their 15 minutes of fame for what they can do to make themselves seem more important than what they are. Because we do know that, and I don't know if you know this, but the United States, the United States Constitution, the 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 when the people say that there's more, I've heard the question, or the people say there's more racist, or they're coming out in the woodwork, or more racism being shown now. But we know that to be true, because we'll say, well, during under Barack, when Barack Obama when he ran his whole 8 years, we had systemic racism with the police departments. We had 4 killers. We had Trayvon Martin, which was a white Hispanic person that killed him. We had Eric Gardner. We had Ferguson. We had all those institutions of real racism come in that we still under today. The black man still getting killed today for those same institutions. We also had, other individuals that came into light. I mean, if you saw the pictures of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, they was getting hit harder than Donald Trump ever was. They had pictures of them looking like monkeys and apes. Right. And I've seen all those. I've seen all those pictures, and they had them looking like a witch doctor. I mean, if we want to be true about what racism, that female that was running, Hillary Clinton, what did she say? She was the one who actually started that Barack Obama was not even from the United States. She the one that started that he was somebody else. So it's not like, Donald Trump started something. He may have picked it up, but it started with Hillary Clinton first. She did that. She did it against him. So, and then you move forward now, we have this Me Too movement. And I get a lot of confusion about the Me Too movement real quick, because it's about women, men doing certain things with power and this and that. And most of the women right now, if you can check, most women that probably in the Me Too movement, I guarantee you, they're the same ones that voted Donald Trump in. So I'm confused about what they really feel, because if they excused him and voted for him in, but all of a sudden now, a year and a half later, now they're getting everybody they want. They're going after people, but they excused him for his behavior and voted him in because it didn't matter. But now, because I believe, again, it's the left agenda. This is the left agenda, this Me Too movement. It's the left agenda to go after individuals just to destroy them, just to make themselves look good.
Well, if there's someone out there from the Me Too movement that want to call in and dispute the comments that Mr. Rao just made, please give us a call. That's 717-889-7181. Okay. Mr. Rao, I'm sure you've been asked a question. You've been a candidate here for a couple of offices. And really, I was kind of curious as to why you're not a candidate now for county commission. Okay, because that's also on the ballot, Dauphin County Commission. I think that you would do quite well. But why do you remain a Trump supporter?
Well, actually, it's not that I'm a Trump supporter. I support the president, whoever's in the seat, the president of the United States. I supported Barack Obama. I supported George W. Bush, and I would support anybody that sits in that office. I respect the office. Now, the person is different. The actual person, you respect the person, that's something different. But the office itself, because I want the nation to do better. I don't want it to fail. So no matter if you're Republican, Independent, or a Democrat who's in office, I need for you to pass. I need for you to do great. I need to do something so that what happened with George Bush don't happen to us again. He was a Republican when it happened. He took a surplus and everything else and he tanked the United States. He was in a lot of trouble. Barack Obama came in and he started the upswing, and now we're in Bush in the Trump era, we're seeing the proceeds of what he's been doing. It's now coming to fruition now. And I would like to see Trump take it and keep moving it up, and getting things back up to what it should be. And whoever's next, keep on moving. So it's not that I'm a Trump supporter. I'm not against it. Few things he's done, I am for. Some things I am against. So I can be in that camp of he does good, I'm gonna praise him. He does bad, I'm gonna praise him or we say things about him, just like with Barack Obama. He did good things, I'm gonna be for him. He did bad things, I'm gonna say the same thing about it. Because it's not about the person, it's about the office.
Well, I agree with you on that note. I do believe that the office is more than the person. Okay. Whether the person's doing a good job in that office, that's a different story. But let me ask you, if this Mueller investigation, once the investigation, the results are made public. If it shows that the Trump administration did collude with Russia and other folks to unfairly win this last election, what would be your views of the administration?
Oh, I'm just like I said, just like when Nixon got in trouble, it comes out and shows without an inch of a doubt that Donald Trump and when he ran as candidate Donald Trump colluded or any kind of way, whichever words that Mueller come up with and say that here's the actual proof, this is what was done, this is what was said, and this is what we we see that he did what they're supposed to do, whatever the next step is supposed to do to remove him from office or impeach him. I am for that. I 100%. He's not above it. But also, I tell everybody that a lot of people have made a big thing about he's done it. He's done it. We've seen proof. We know he's done it. If it comes back the other way, and he says things have been done, but the president, but Donald Trump as a candidate was not part of it, they're going to make him a martyr. They're going to make him immoral. And no Democrat will ever be able to beat him in this next election. If it comes back and says, I got nothing on him. Everybody's riding all of it from the liberal left and the media. Everybody's riding on what he has. And they all estimate, they all guessing what he has. Me, I'm just sitting back. I've been waiting. I'm not going to say left or right. But all I say is if he comes back and he does do what he's supposed to do, set it. But if he doesn't, he comes back and says nothing on him. Maybe these people did something, but he didn't. It's gonna be like when he said when Darth Vader got struck down, whatever it may be, he got stronger because he gonna say, "See, I told you, fake news. I told you from the beginning. I never did anything." That's gonna make him be more powerful than anything they could ever dream of trying to get.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If it's a plan to oust him just because he won the election, if this is a phony and trumped up investigation, no pun intended, I think that it's going to blow up in the face. Hey, Chris Thomas, let me bring you to the conversation, brother. We talked about the Jussie Smollett incident. Okay, you have any views on that situation?
I don't know much about the event personally, other than the small tidbits I heard during the broadcast. But what it makes me think of is what other issues are they trying to deter us from looking at by looking at some of the more minor issues. It's kind of like a bait and switch type things. I believe there's really other real major news headlines that are going on that we should be concerned about. But that's just my own personal opinion, just hearing you guys talking about it today.
I see some comments on the screen, and I can't make out from here. Could you relay those?
Sure. One was just Cortez. He said he'd be back on in a few.
Okay. Like about 3 messages up there.
Sure. One's me, and then one was him saying good evening.
Okay. All right, folks. So now's your opportunity. Okay. You've heard the stories. You've heard the reports. You've seen the videos on YouTube. A lot of entertainers are speaking out against Jussie Smollett. And a lot of police officials are also speaking out against Jussie Smollett, saying that this was all a hoax. Why would he do something like that? And the damage that it's done, I know it cost the Chicago Police Department a whole bunch of money investigating this situation, okay? And so give us a call. Let us know how you feel. Number 717-889-7181. Excuse me. It's 717-889-7181. Give us a call, will you? Won't you? And why don't you? All right. And don't forget the Heritage Breakfast, Women of Heritage Breakfast. That's coming up March the 1st at the Hilton, downtown Harrisburg. It'll be a chance for you to meet and uplift these dreamers, women who not only dreamed of being successful, but that have stepped out there, and they are making it, okay? And those honored will be Miss Erica Pinckney, also Judge Sonia McKnight, Judge Deborah Cachillo, Julia Jones, Dr. Kimberly Campbell, Ms. Cherie McFadden, Ms. Erin Smallwood, Ms. Kyla Harvey, Ms. Aisha Noor, Ms. Zoma Mendez, and Catherine Clemens Jenkins, and Candace Coleman, also Denise Hill, Bonnie Kent, and Rabina Azidan. Also, Julie Jones, known as J. Nicole Jones. Okay, that's March the 1st, which I believe is Friday, Chris Thomas.
I believe it is, sir.
The Women of Heritage Breakfast. Okay, now for more information on this breakfast, which is going to be an open buffet with some of everything on the menu, log in at www.heritagebreakfastinfo or give a call to the publisher of the Very Fine Urban Connection newspaper. That's Miss Vera Cornish. She's one of the sponsors. Okay, along with Miss Madonna Adwadi. And that number is 717-343-1509. Okay. Women of Heritage Breakfast. Okay. Now is the time. Now is the time. Okay. All right. All right. Anthony, you know, I spoke about that election, the upcoming primary for Dauphin County Commissioner. Have you given any thought to that?
Well, actually, I do. About another 2 more weeks, I will have an announcement on 2 more weeks for something to come into fruition again. So in 2 weeks, I will make an announcement. And I'll be glad if I would make it on your show, if it'd be all right with you.
We'd be honored. We'd be honored.
This is where I did kick off my first
Sure.
run for mayor of Harrisburg City. This is where I first kicked off down here. And I said time and time again, I will come back, and every time I run for something else, I would love to be able to come on the show and show my appreciation for what this show has allowed me to do. Reach out to certain people and certain communities of Harrisburg.
Well, we thank you for your dedication. You know, and that first time around, I guess that was getting your name out there. And now everybody knows who Anthony Harrell is, okay? And importantly, you have seen him in the community, okay? You don't just see him at election time, because you got a whole lot of politicians out there. Only time you see him is twice a year, before the primary election and before the general election, okay? And here's a man that stands on his own 2 feet, and he pays his own way, okay? Man that don't accept any political contributions, any monetary contributions. Because, Anthony, you don't want to owe anybody anything.
That's right. I don't want to know anybody anything. I want to be my own man and make my way through life. The way every decision I made is made straight from my heart, not from somebody else's pocket. Not to make them richer or make them more influential in my life. This is what I feel. So this is why I run. This is what I feel.
So there won't be any public strings on Anthony Harrell. You know, Anthony Harrell. Not only Harrisburg resident, but his children attend Harrisburg Public Schools.
That's right. All 3, from the middle to the elementary to the high school, all 3 of my children are in this district. All 3 of them.
And he's also a military veteran.
Roger that.
All right. Okay, folks, so what's up? You're not getting any calls on this subject. I know y'all got something to say. Y'all got something to say. 717-889-7181. All right, Chris Thomas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's recognize some of the other nations that are tuned in.
All righty, we're already ready for you, brother.
Okay.
Tuned in on the audio platform, we have 2 from Germany, 1 from China, and 2 from the Netherlands, sir.
Okay, well, welcome, y'all. Welcome back. And I hope you make this your destination every Monday night between 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern here at thevoice17104.com. Hey, Anthony, you know, last time you were here, we were speaking about you hosting a segment. You know, yourself, okay? At least once a month, all right? And any subject matter you want to cover, you know, it would be your choice, you know, because you would produce a show, you know, with your own guests or with your own subject matter, okay? You're agreeable to that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So would you like to start tonight?
It'd be great. Great.
All
I did have something I did want to talk about real quick.
Okay, hold that thought.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, this will be Anthony's premiere segment, okay? Premiere solo segment, okay? I'm gonna step off the screen, and for the next 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Anthony Harrell Show.
Thank you. I want to take this here opportunity to tell you thank you once again, Mr. Ron Chapel, for giving me this opportunity, and Mr. Thomas. Also, thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak to the people once again. Now, what I would like to talk about is this presidential election. The primary candidates, so far we have about maybe 10 already, 10, 12 on the Democratic side. I'm not going to come down on to the Democrat, come down on because of what's not being told, what's not being said. You have 10 candidates running, and not one time, I've heard the question get asked 4 or 5 times on different shows, what are their black agenda? What is your black agenda for the black community? I'm not talking about the minority community. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm not talking about those who came in last week or 2 years from now. We're talking about the ADOS, the direct descendants of slaves. We're talking about those who've been born here, those who've been old here. And every time you get asked a question there, every candidate so far for Democrats been asked, they can't give you an answer. Oh, Kamala Harris, you ask her, she giggles. You ask Cory Booker, and he says, we all. We're not talking about we all. The reason why I may say this is because of this. When the Jewish people, when their Jewish community asks for something about Israel, they get it. When they have an agenda for Israel, they get it. When LGBTQ, when they ask for something for their community, they get it. But why is it? Whenever you ask for just the blacks that's in this country, they would say, "Oh no, you gotta say minority, you gotta say everybody else." And I say, no, that time is over. That time is over, and it's now to be said. They want your votes. It's not going to be about carrying around hot sauce in their pockets. We're not going for that no more. We're going to listen to you sitting there watch you dance to Cardi B. That's not going to cut it no more. We're not going to sit and listen to you. Well, when I was in college, I smoked weed and I listened to Tupac and Snoop Dogg. That's not going to cut it anymore. You're going to start patronizing us. You're going to start telling us what we want. Come ask the real questions. I've watched some of these town halls. Every last one of these senators and congressmen have had town halls on MSNBC, and not one question asked them about what are their black agenda. They've asked all kinds about the immigration and everybody else. Because the immigration is agenda. That's an agenda for a special group of individuals. So why is it you can't have one for the blacks? It's time. We should demand it. Been demanded a long time ago. If you do not have a black agenda that we can see and hear and feel and touch, you don't get our votes. I believe that right now that every last black person in the United States, if not one of those candidates ever say anything about the black agenda personally, does not have an agenda for straight just black people, keep your votes. Don't vote. Because I found out, I've heard said before when people say, if you don't vote, you're wasting it. How about this then? Because I heard somebody else say this. Not that you don't vote, everybody. They did it in Montgomery. They said everybody will catch the bus. What did they do? They crippled them. They heard them then. But everybody said, we're going to catch it. We all do it as a group, as a collective. So you say, we take away the black vote, just take it all away. Not just one or two. Everybody, keep your vote. They don't have a black agenda, keep your votes. They'll listen to you then. Every last one of them will come up with some kind of read something and talk to you about. Have them come see you. Have real town halls, not just people from the suburbs or somewhere else in some wild town. Have them come in there and have real questions. You wouldn't know. And I've heard a lot of things people say also during this primary, talking about reparations as well. And people say when you talk about reparations for the blacks, why they shouldn't get it. Well, I said he should. It's been time America paid back to us. When the Jewish people, when they went to the United States, gave the Jewish people money. When we went to war with Japan, what did we do? After they attacked us, we destroyed their whole country, and we gave them money, helped build them up. For some apparent reason, I don't know what it is. For some apparent reason, when it comes to us, when it comes to the black people, some apparent reason we don't deserve to have it. We shouldn't have it. We lazy when we ask for it. We lazy, or we we don't deserve it. We need to work hard, pull up our boots by the bootstraps, and all that good, got a good English they like to say. No. We took care of everybody else. You gonna take care of those who've been there since the Civil War? We've been in every war in this country. We didn't fought for our freedoms, our freedoms. Civil rights was not for everybody else. We fought for civil rights. When I saw out there marching, I didn't see all these other nationalities out there marching with us. We just us. We was the ones getting our heads broken in, and everything's done to us. We was the one hanging from trees, blacks. So now we asking. No matter of fact, we're not asking, we're demanding. It's our turn now. Give us reparations. And how the reform is supposed to come, make it happen. If it's land, or if it's money, whatever it may be, or if it's in resources, because what we need is resources. You go around, there's a Chinatown. I'm not picking on them, but it's a Chinatown. In every city you go into, there is a Chinatown. And then it's just their community and their stores and their businesses for their people. And I have no problem with that. I am proud of that. See that. I'm proud to go to the Jewish community. They have theirs as well. Their neighborhood looks good. But it's time for us to get ours on point. Time for us to be on code. That should be the thing for us. Be on code. Everybody should be on code. The black people should be on one message. We want reparations. We're not asking, we're demanding. And if you don't put up a candidate that will speak to us, one, we won't vote for none of you, or we will get our own candidate and back it with our money. I've been hearing this since I've been a child. They say that we spend about $1 trillion a year. The black community itself spends $1 trillion a year. Do you know what happened if we took that money, put it behind a candidate? We can put somebody where we can put somebody in every office we want to. I'm talking about just for president's for here, even in Harrisburg. I've seen it here in Harrisburg. I've seen the study says 45% of the population here is black. 45%. But yet and still, we're still not running this city. There should be not one pocket of this city that we don't run. It should be every administration should be, one of us should be in charge of it. So we can stop asking. Because me personally, I'm tired of asking. I'm tired of begging. I'm off my knees a long time ago. And I think we should have been off of it. I've seen you go to school board meetings, you shake your fist and you grit your teeth. Them times are over. We don't have to do that no more. Get our own candidates. We ain't got to look for nobody else, no other nationality, no other culture. They come in and help us with our problems. Our young boys are killing each other every day. Our young boys will wipe each other out. And they need us, strong black men, to see us in power and positions that say, I can do better. We need to come into neighborhoods and show them better. And we can. So with that being said, other things I'm talking about as far as education as well. If we cannot get a good education for our children, and I mean this because I've been going through I've been going through a change trying to really see things the way it's supposed to be. If the Harrisburg School District cannot and will not provide the correct and adequate education for our children, then we need to go ahead and get our own schools just for black children. There's schools around here now just for the Jewish children. If you look at the Jewish community has their own schools, they own everything else. We should do the same. Teach our young children, pull their pants up, dress like you're supposed to. We want you to look the part so that you can be judged on that. We want you to be judged on what you look like. Because you are smarter than what you're giving out. Our children will act the way we are because we have failed them. But I say now the time is over. The time is over. No more asking. We stand up on our own 2 feet. We don't need nobody else. No other culture to help us out. We need no other people to come in and help us. That's fine. You want to do it, step to the side for a minute. It's like this is in-house right now. I'm talking in-house. It's like if your house is, things are going wrong inside your house. You don't want your neighbors want to help. That's fine. You tell them, just stay to the side for a few minutes. Let me deal with what's inside going on. Let me deal with it. Let us all come to resolution of what happened. And then once we can deal with it, then we can go ahead and we'll let you in. And I think that's what the problem is right now with our children and us. With the truancy, with the stealing and the killing each other, and the disrespect they have for the women, the young girls with the disrespect, and the boys with disrespect for the elders. Because see, I grew up in a time where you had respect. You didn't talk to them the way you did. You didn't even say a curse word around them. That was too much. You didn't even, if you saw them standing on the bus, If you was sitting in a seat, you got up and gave him a seat. They don't do that no more. But we're gonna bring it back to where it's supposed to be. Why? Because every other community does it. They respect their elders. We will start to do it again. But us elders, we're gonna show you why. We're gonna start taking care of you because we left you behind. It seems like a whole lot of people out here, so-called leaders or whatnot, they looking out for themselves and not for the whole community as a collective. We need to do this and do better for you. I apologize. I never apologize for things, but right now I apologize for leaving you behind. I'm apologizing for not thinking about you instead of thinking about other things. You need other things to do. You need resources as well. If you have other things to do with yourself, you will be doing half the things you do. Because I've heard before that idle mind is the devil's playground, and that's what's going on. So we're gonna have to fill it up. We're gonna have to fill it up for you. Okay, so that's just the beginning of what you can expect on my show.
Sure.
Thank you, my fellow Americans, that I turn back over to Mr. Ron Chapel himself.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Harrell, my favorite Republican. Okay, and I tell you, brother, when you run, I'm voting for you. I'm voting for Anthony Harrell. Okay. Very rarely, y'all, have y'all heard any candidate? He's not a candidate right this moment, right today, but he did speak of an announcement he's going to make in a couple of weeks. You don't hear candidates speak like Anthony Harrell. Okay, I mean, the man broke it down, told you how he felt, why he feel the way he feel, and he told it to you straight out. Okay, not looking for anything in return because he's not even on the ballot, not yet. Okay, all right, open, straightforward dialogue. That's Anthony Harrell. Okay, and I'm going to ask you right now, the second week of November, will you be available to come in and not only host a segment but host a complete show?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, Chris Thomas, do you have a calendar for you, brother?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, what's the second Monday in November?
Second Monday in November.
And I'm sorry, in March.
In March, the second Monday in March is Monday, March the 11th.
Okay, how does it look at your calendar right
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you hear more from Mr. Harrell on March the 11th, okay? So join us here to either be the Real Rap Ron Chapel Show. It might be the Ron Chapel Show where we have I guess sitting at that round table. I believe that'd be next door in Studio B. But right now, I want to thank the supporter of the program, my best friend in the world, Ms. Eleanor Harrison, for joining us in studio. Always, I want to thank Reverend Chris and Melissa Hall Thomas, the owners of The Voice, 17104.com, and especially I want to thank you for taking the time to invite us into your homes, on your cell phones, or in your cars, or at your jobs, and we hope that you will share the show, and we hope that you'll continually be a listener, be a participant here at Real Rap with Ron Chapel. Chris, do you have a closing word, sir?
Mr. Harrell, it's always a blessing. It's always an honor. Your great conversationalist, very well spoken. We appreciate your heart and your spirit and again your care for this community and the citizens of this community as well. Brother Ron, again, thank you for your support. Another great show. We look forward to next Monday's show as well at 8 p.m.
Okay, folks. All right. Thanks. And don't forget the Women of Heritage Breakfast. Okay. That's March the 1st. Doors open at 9 a.m. It's going to be a full buffet. For more information, contact Miss Vera Cornish at 717-343-1509 or log on to www.heritagebreakfastinfo. Okay. You'll be glad that you did. Okay, so thank you all. Stay safe, stay warm, and we hope to see you here again next Monday night. Good night, everybody.